everybody, welcome to week 4 at the Hattier household. Currently I'm sitting on the floor to try to block the activity that's happening behind me. But you can see it, what's going on back here. It's Bubble Day in the Hattier household. We were trying to think of an activity that would celebrate Earth Day, which is coming up. And we were thinking about the Earth and what shape it is, and how it's a sphere, which is like a ball up in the air. And we were trying to think of other things that were the shape of a sphere that were up in the air. And we just kind of naturally went to bubbles. So we decided we were going to do an experiment with bubbles, which, like the Earth, is a sphere that's up in the air. And so yesterday we worked on making our own bubble solution. And when I'm done showing you this mess behind here, I can show you the recipe that we finally used. And then today we're doing a bunch of projects with the bubbles we use. Now, we made the decision to do this in our kitchen. Was that a good decision? It's questionable, but we're having a good time. So I want to show you some of the things the girls have been doing. Again, we did this in our kitchen. I don't know if I would do that again. It was snowing outside and we just started testing one thing and we got excited and it just kept going. But you might want to head outdoors for this project because it is messy. We're cleaning the whole kitchen after this. So here's what we did. So you can see the girls behind me. They have been playing with all kinds of things. So we made bubble solution, and then we also decided that since it was going to be Earth Day, we were going to look for items that were recycled or that we could use again. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. We were trying to look around our house for anything that we could turn into a bubble blower. So the project was go around the house and find the weirdest bubble blower you could think of. And so they're going to hold up some of the choices we found. So ladies, can you hold up some of the things we tried? So one of the things we tried, we looked around our kitchen and we used our potato masher. And maybe they'll demonstrate it for you. That was a pretty good one. And we're going to show you, let's see. It makes small bubbles, right? It makes some pretty good small bubbles. There you go. Oh, now this is kind of neat. Notice Sylvie's able to capture the bubble on her hand. That took a lot of experimentation to figure out how to do that. Some of the other things we tried, can you hand them to me maybe? We tried no, not that one. That's later. We tried a spaghetti fork. We tried to make our own out of twisty ties. We tried, let me see, I'll pull them off. Oh my goodness, this is such a mess. We tried a spool of ribbons. This one worked really well. We tried a whisk. We tried a CD player. a CD over here. That was a really good bubble blower. One of the best things that we tried, actually, one of our favorites, was something that one of you gave to me. I'm going to put them on so you can remember them. Oh, yeah. They were my glow stick glasses. If you're the person who gave these to me for Valentine's Day and you're watching, I love them. I still wear them. And they make a really good bubble blower. And then the other thing that they've been playing with is they got some bubble blowers for the Easter holiday. So, which makes huge bubbles. Maybe if I move.
We're out of bubble soap.
We're out of bubble soap, which means it's all on my kitchen floor. Okay, hold on. Okay, I had to leave the chaos behind and find a new position so that we could talk seriously about bubbles for a minute, because despite all the silliness, and there is a lot of it in this household, bubbles are really a fabulous tool for investigating a lot of different scientific concepts. They can teach us things about surface tension and volume and evaporation, words like hydrophobic and hydrophilic. They teach us chemistry. We mix different things together to make bubble solutions, different bubble solutions that produce the biggest, most beautiful, unbreakable bubbles. So there's a lot of different scientific concepts that you can investigate with a simple bubble. And even more important, in my opinion, is that they're fabulous for independent investigation. So more important than any of the terms I could teach you is you investigating things on your own, like making your predictions, testing things out. What do you notice? What do you observe? What can you change if things don't work out the way you wanted to or the way you thought they were going to? You doing your own investigation is super important in becoming the amazing scientist you're going to be. And I think bubbles are a fantastic way to do that. So before you get started with your investigation of bubbles, let's just talk for a couple minutes about what they are, because they're really a simple thing, aren't they? They're just air trapped inside of a soap and water membrane. So what does that mean? I'll show you with something else we use all the time. Here, let me hold it up. Can you see what that is? That's right, it's a balloon. So I'm going to take air and I'm going to force it into the balloon. Okay, so here we have air trapped inside the balloon membrane, okay? And it forms that shape we were talking about, the sphere. The sphere, which is the shape of a ball, the shape of the earth, the shape of a bubble, the shape of this balloon, a sphere, okay? Now this is air trapped inside a balloon membrane. A bubble is the same thing, except instead of being trapped inside a balloon, the air is trapped inside of soap and water. Those are the two most important things when you're making a bubble solution, soap and water. And here's what those two things do. So if we were to look at a bubble super close, super close, here's what you would see. Not this, this is a drawing, a crude drawing, but what you would see is this. So here's the whole bubble, okay? And inside is that air that's trapped in there. Now trapping it in there is a layer of water and soap. It kind of makes a water soap sandwich. So the blue is the water molecules, and the black, you see two layers of them, those are the soap molecules. And you can see that the water layer is trapped between soap and soap. So it goes soap, water, soap. And those three layers are trapping the air inside. Now, it is the soap's job to keep that water from evaporating. That means changing from a liquid to a gas. So when the water evaporates, the bubble will pop. The soap prevents that for a while, but we all know from playing with bubbles that that doesn't last forever. When the water changes from a liquid to a gas, the bubble pops. That's if the bubble is just blowing in the breeze, right? You can easily pop a bubble faster by touching it or hitting a hard surface. But if you allowed the bubble to just float in the breeze, it would last until that layer of water evaporates. Now we can prevent that. There's a couple ways that you can prevent that. Not forever, but for a little bit. One of the ways you can do that is you could do your bubble blowing on a cold or shady day. A cold, gloomy day would be one of the perfect times to do a bubble. We all wait for the summer when it's hot and sunny to blow bubbles, but really that sun and the heat makes the water evaporate super quickly and our bubbles don't last very long. But if you were going to do it on a day like today, where it's cold and the sun is not out, it's really cloudy, your bubbles would last a longer time, okay? That's one way we can make the bubbles last a bit longer, the day on which we blow bubbles. There's another way you can do it, which is adding things to your bubble solution. So to make the simplest bubble solution, you're going to do water and soap. That's it, okay? If you wanted to make it last a little bit longer, you could add something else to your solution. And one of the suggestions is this, corn syrup. This is just a really sticky, sugary substance. And what it does is it makes the soap a bit thicker. It makes it thicker so it's harder for the water to evaporate. So this makes our soap thicker and harder to evaporate. If you didn't have corn syrup, you could do something like glycerin. That seems even more unlikely that you have it at home, but maybe you could try glycerin. Or you could try to just dissolve powdered sugar into your water and soap mixture. Give it a try. There are a million recipes for bubbles that you can look up, and you can test a bunch of them and see which one works the best for you. But we've tried a bunch at our house, and here's what we found works the best for us. We use 1 cup of water. 1 cup of water. We use 4 tablespoons of soap, 4 tablespoons, and then we use 2 tablespoons of corn syrup. And then we just stir it really gently. You don't want it to be really frothy. We stir it really gently until everything dissolves. You know that word. And then we blow bubbles. Some people think it helps if you let the bubbles sit for a little bit so that the little bubbles that are in there dissipate. Some people think it helps if you cool down the bubble solution in your refrigerator for a while. For us, it's always just worked perfectly as soon as we make it. But those are different factors that you can try out at your house. So the first part of your bubble exploration could be making your bubble solution. Try different things. See if different ratios, if you add more soap, I wonder what that will do. Or what if you added more corn syrup? I wonder. All of those things might have an effect on your bubble. So that's the first part of your experiment, chemistry. Make your bubble solution. And after that, what you're going to investigate is the shape of a bubble. Okay, so what we did is we went around our house and we found every recycling thing we could and tested it out. Lots of different things. So I showed you these before, but I'll show you again. Like we used this one, and you can see the holes are kind of these long lines, right? Or we used this strainer, which has a lot of teeny little holes. Or we used the oval part of the scissors. We used as many different things as we could find, and we wanted to see which shape what shape the bubble would be. Is the shape of the bubble always the same, no matter what bubble tool you use? So that's the second part of the experiment. See how many different things you can use as a bubble blower, and then see if they all make the same shaped bubble. And if you don't have a bunch of things around your house, you can make your own. Like if you have pipe cleaners at your house, if you have anything like this, you can make a bunch of different shapes. Like we have one here that's kind of the shape, it used to be a circle. It's kind of lopsided at this point. We have that one. We have this one, which is in the shape of a kind of a crooked rectangle. That's right. We have another one here that's in the shape of a triangle. We have one that's in the shape of a heart. So find as many things as you can or make your own and see if the shape of the bubble changes when you have a different shaped bubble blower. Okay, so you're going to make bubble solution. You're going to test the different shapes that bubbles can be. Maybe it's a lot of different shapes. Maybe it's only one. We'll see. The other one we made, you remember you saw my girls making huge ones. They have bubble blowers that make those huge bubbles, but you can make your own. If you have straws, we took straws out of their water bottles. So we took 2 straws like this, and then we attached them with this big piece of string that we made into a loop. See that? And then when you dip this in the bubble and pull it out slowly, you'll make a huge bubble. Right now it's in the shape of a rectangle. I wonder if it makes a rectangular bubble. Test it out and see. You can make your own like this, okay? So you're going to make bubbles. You're going to test the different shapes. And then, actually, one other thing you could do while you're testing the shape is you could make a bubble tower. Because a bubble by itself makes one shape. But sometimes when bubbles attach together, the shape might change. So what you could do is you could make a bubble tower too. So if you have a straw at home, okay, and then you pour a little bit of bubble solution into a container, any container you want. Not too much though, okay? And then you're going to blow air into the bubbles. Now, here's the most important part when you're making a bubble tower. When you breathe in, take your mouth off of the straw, okay? So you're going to breathe in. The straw's way far away. I'm going to breathe in. Put the straw in my mouth. Breathe out. And you can see the huge tower of bubbles it makes. And then you can investigate the shape it makes when bubbles attach together. You also get a really good look at if the bubbles have any color on their surface. See if different solutions have different colors on the surface of a bubble. All right, and you can see how huge you can make your tower. This is a really good thing to do outside because you can make it pretty tall, but then it starts expanding. And you saw what my kitchen looks like, right? A mess, all right? So you're going to make different bubble solutions. You're going to investigate the shape of them. And then you can also test how long bubbles last. So our prediction is that on a cold, cloudy day like today, they'll last longer than on a hot, sunny day. So maybe you need to do this experiment on several days. And maybe a grown-up could time it for you. You could blow a bubble outside, and then they could time it. How long does it last before it pops? And then you could do it on a hot day and see if the time is different. Or maybe they would let you blow one bubble inside to see if inside is different than outside, right? And you could see where it lasts the longest. What kind of day is the best day for blowing bubbles? That would be fun to do too. And then the final thing you could test is you can see if you can figure out a way to touch and hold and play with a bubble without it popping. What is the trick that allows you to play and touch and hold a bubble without it popping? Okay, so that is just some of the things you could do on your bubble day. I'm sure you'll think of other things and you'll have to let me know how it goes. That is just to get you started. I want to leave you with this though. Whatever you're going to do it outside. Okay, do not do what Miss Hattie did and allow it to start in your kitchen. Not a good idea. So bubble investigation outside. Have a wonderful time. Be well, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.